How's it going, ladies and Bruces? I'm Bobby6killer and welcome to a new series we're going to be doing on a game called Holy Potatoes, We're in Space, which is a game in similar design to FTL and Everspace, with its own wacky style, as you can probably tell by the fact that it's called Holy Potatoes, We're in Space. I put about 3 hours of my own time into the game at this point, and I'm enjoying it. It's a good game, so we're going to jump in with a new game right now. And I'll explain it as we go. Skip the tutorial, we are going to call the ship the Tuber Mover, because all of our crew are potatoes. I'm still not used to this whole warping business. Use the bucket this time, I'm not cleaning that crap up again. You're my sister, you're supposed to take care of me. I'm your younger sister, you should be taking care of me. But the whole useless older sister trope is cute, and I take care of... Hey, you're late! Excuse me? There's been another incident. We killed you a soul ago. Took you long enough to respond. Whoa, buddy, you got the wrong spuds. That warping space cat has been a menace for far too long, stealing our food, knocking stuff over on purpose. Did you say warping space cat? How is that even possible? Spud if I know. It blinks all over the place, stares us dead in the eye, and then knocks glass and ceramics off the shelves. My precious China plate collection. Ah, now that you're here, animal control, nab that thing and get rid of it. But we're not animal. Absolutely, sir. We'll have it out of your hair. My apologies. Poor choice of words. Wait, what? We will? Think about it. If we caught the space cat that can warp at will, I could probably develop some new tech. If I studied it a while, and that'll solve our warp problems. Genius. Alright, I got this. You're in luck, sir. We're the best in the business. I couldn't care less. Just get rid of that thing. Don't dare show your face. No time to waste. To the Tuber Mover. Let's start by checking the surrounding galaxies. It couldn't have gone too far. So each sector is broken down into a single main mission like this. You can't stay in a sector too long or some cataclysmic bastard will come and kill you. Just like in FTL and stuff. But you can't move to the next sector until you finish the mission in the sector you're in. You have a certain amount of time to complete it before bad stuff happens. So basically your goal is to finish the mission, make some money, and upgrade your ship to move on to the next sector. And we're going to start upgrading our ship right now. First of the fuel tank, because that's the most important. And maybe a charge capacitor. Charge gain per turn is more important, I think. We don't have enough money for that. That's okay. Maybe we'll just grab the bridge level 2. That gives us our weapons more HP. They can shoot us individual weapons off of your ship, which kills them forever. Destroys your weapons forever. So that's pretty bad. And this is the map screen. You just travel from planet to planet, complete the things that happen on the planet, and then you move on to the next one. Going to places takes fuel. Completing encounters there takes fuel. If you stop back at your star hub, it automatically recovers all your fuel and health for freezies, which is fantastic. So we're in a new sector now. We're just going to explore and see what happens. Start. Here we go. Cassie, there's a pretty big asteroid in our way. Let's blast our way through. Or we could just go around it. Blast it. They blast their way through the asteroid and fly through the hole. Along the way, they reel in pieces of the broken asteroid and add them into their resource bin. Nanofibers +7. So your resources are used to make new weapons. You get plans for weapons off of ships you've defeated, and then you can use them and the resources to make new weapons. Cassie and Faye spot a lone ship floating in space. Cassie inches their ship closer to take a look. It doesn't look like it's moving at all. Is it broken down or something? Looks like one of those really old ships we used to see in the museums Gigi brought us to. It's sending a distress signal. Apparently it's the Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste? I've heard of that ship. It's been missing for years. What's it doing here? They stare at the ship drifting slowly past their bridge. A shiver goes up their backs. Faye looks over to Cassie. Wanna find out? Let's go check it out. They dock with the Mary Celeste and enter the ship. As they walk through the airlock, the first thing that struck them was that the ship is completely silent and empty. Cassie and Faye walk forward wearily, looking for any signs of life on the ship. The ship intercom suddenly buzzes to life. Bzzzt, get out! You have to get out before they come, get out! As the intercom buzzes out, a silent fog begins to curl around their feet. Strange scratching noises begin to echo down the hallways before them. Cassie and Faye immediately flee back to their ship and fly away as fast as possible. As they fly away, Faye realizes that in their scramble to get out, she accidentally grabbed some pieces of junk. She throws it into the resource bin. Antimatter plus 10, plasma plus 12, ore plus 8, nanofibers plus 9. That was a good haul, man. Holy. Okay, so no combat there. So encounters are broken down into combat encounters and the dialogue encounters. They're all good. But if you take damage during combat, it doesn't get repaired until you get back to the hub, so it's best to have a nice mix of the two. You make a lot more money from combat encounters generally. But yeah, it is nice to have a mix of the two. So at the moment we are just exploring, looking for this possible space cat. Here we go. Complete objective. Needle in a haystack, Faye. We're never going to find it at this. Found it! What the spud? How? Whenever space-time is bent for a body to warp, tiny gravitational eddies are left in its wake. They're practically invisible and extremely hard to locate, but I, being me, awesome, intelligent, and all, definitely don't forget humble, have managed to pinpoint the exact location of the last known eddy. It's on Barrow, Cass. That's not too far, we need to hurry. Barrow, huh? Alright then, let's show the space cat who's boss. Ha, let's. Oh. Yeah, we've got to do the mission here anyway, so let's see what encounters we get here. And we have a combat encounter right away. That's cool. Okay, so if you shoot their weapons off, they bribe you to let them go with money. That's always the best way to go. Hulls take a lot of killing. If they actually lose all their weapons, they start ramming in with their ship, which is really, really bad. And like I said, if your weapons get destroyed, I think I said, if your weapons get destroyed, then they're permanently destroyed. You can't get them back. We're going to shift our shield to slot 2 to protect that missile launcher. So you want to end the fights as quickly as possible with as little damage to your own ship as possible, because all the damage carries over to the next fight if there's... because you can have up to like 5 fights in a row in encounters if you're unlucky, or lucky, however you might want to look at it. But yeah. Alright, now he's going to pay us to leave, and we're going to move on. Alright, we're making some money now. And that's how you get blueprints as well for new weapons. Cassie, there's a pretty big asteroid in our way. Let's blast our way through. Or we could just go around it. Blast it. They blast their way through the asteroid and fly through the hull. Along the way, they reel in pieces of the broken asteroid and add them to the resource bin. Nanofibers for 7. I know we did that one before, but it's kind of random. It's sort of procedurally generated in a way. What you do can sometimes go badly, sometimes go well. There's a gas station up ahead. Want to make a stop and refuel? Looks like they have a sale on blueprints as well. Ooh. Blueprint sale. Casey rushes off to the blueprint sale and manages to get a good deal on blueprints. Receive weapon part, the pacifist, level 1. Nice. Another enemy. So when you craft weapons, like you use the resources that you gather and blueprints to craft weapons, it's random how good the weapons are. Like if you get level 1 pea shooter blueprint, for example, when you put it in to craft it, it can randomly be, say, a C rank, B rank, A rank, or S rank pea shooter. Obviously S rank being the best, and C rank being the worst. But I think it's always good to chance it, because you never know if you're going to pull out something really, really, really good. And I like those odds. I've built S rank weapons in the first run before, like in this first sector. Just by chance, you know? So I think it's totally worth doing. Alright, we can take him out. As long as that missile hits. Good. He'll bribe us and he will bugger off. We will be a little bit richer and we'll have a Boom Barrage level 1 blueprint. Which is nice. Not that I use the Boom Barrage. because I've had 3 hours or so of play in the game, I already have weapons that I prefer. Like this pea shooter up on the top here, this green one, is a very, very, very good starting weapon. Very good. In fact, we'll replace this rocket launcher with a pea shooter as soon as possible. In fact, they're probably going to shoot our rocket launcher off at this rate anyway. Because they seem to be targeting our weapons pretty hard out. Yeah, there it goes. The rocket launcher isn't very good anyway. I'm not too sad by the fact that we just lost that. Apart from the fact that it's going to reduce our potential damage for a little while. Until we can get a new weapon built. That's assuming we actually have a pea shooter blueprint. They're usually pretty common though. And I like to have a nice stock of backup blueprints for pea shooters. It's just nice to have them. Should be done here now, I think. Yeah, if we don't have one for the pea shooter, we'll have to build a different weapon. The next best thing. Yeah, we got the pacifist. We'll have to see what we've got. So let's go do some crafting quickly. See what we can make. Alright, so as far as damage goes, the boom barrage is the best thing we've got. I guess we'll just make the boom barrage for now. Put our crafter on it. Alright, we are going to... What Bristow was it? Where's that? Oh, down there, okay. Have we been to this one yet? I'm not sure if we have. Unexplored. Alright, we're going to head back here, get repaired, and then we'll move out again. Now, I did say we have a certain amount of time, see the amount of souls that we can stay in a sector before bad things happen. But I have found that it's always best to stay in a sector as long as we can get away with. Just because you want to earn as much money and stuff as you can before you move on to the next sector, because the sectors get progressively harder, as I'm sure you can imagine. We're just going to sell off all our blueprints and that weapon we made because it was a C-class piece of shit, but we already have an A-class one that we started with, so we're just going to go to our starting weapons again until we get another pea shooter. Alright, let's travel. We're going to here. So you want to cover as much ground as you can, just to make sure that you earn as much money as you can while you're here, especially taking advantage of the low difficulty of the early game. I didn't assign a crew, whoops. While it's early game, it's definitely good to get as much out of it as you can before the game gets difficult. That's a cool looking weapon, man. Let's go. It's not very good, but it looks awesome. That's the main thing, right? As long as it looks awesome, that's all that matters. There's a gas station up ahead. Want to make a stop and refuel? Looks like they have a sale on blueprints as well. I'll take the blueprints again. We got max fuel pretty much anyway. What did we get for blueprints this time? Oh, the pacifist again. That's ass. Give me something better. Alright. Let the shoosting begin. Fire! But yeah, the laser cannon, the pea shooter there is so good because it has high accuracy, high crit rate, and high damage. It's ridiculously... And it has low action point requirement to be able to fire. You probably noticed the action points thing here. I haven't explained the action points. You charge a certain amount of action points per turn. Each weapon takes a certain amount to fire. That stops you from being able to spam all your weapons right away if you've got two. You can't just fire both at once, right off the get-go. Until later on in the game anyway. At which point you'll have 3 weapons or more. Cassie, there's a pretty big asteroid in our way. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do this again. Blast it. This time we got bio waste plus 8. No point reading that again. This is the 3rd time we've done that one. It's unusual because usually there's so many different ones. Hey, the potato with pink hair. Cassie and Facey, a beautiful blonde cheese girl, stride up to them, a perky smile on her face. Hi, you have a ship, right? I want to join your crew. We're not going to just accept anybody. Why should we take you? I'm an able hand in a ship, and I need to look for someone. I need to look for my kin. What? What's a kin? Not what? Who? Ken is my future prince in shining armor. He's lovely, handsome, caring, sweet. And imaginary. Not for long. I've waited for him for years, but I'm not waiting anymore. I'm gonna look for him. I'm gonna find my Ken, and we can get married and have kids and live in a nice country cottage, and he can cook and clean while I enjoy a high-flying career job. It'll be a perfect happy ending. I kinda like her. Well, what do you think? Let's take her on. Welcome to the Tuber Movers crew, Miss... what's your name? Barbie. Thanks for taking me on. I'm really looking forward to exploring the universe and finding my Ken. I'm more than happy to help. Oh, I can't wait for you to meet your Ken. It's so romantic. Yeah, I can't wait too. Though I won't mind if it's a Jane instead of a Ken. Gender is a social construct, am I right? Cassie and Barbie walk off, gossiping happily. Faye follows behind. Barbary joins your crew. Oh, it's Barbary, as in brie, as in cheese. That's funny and clever. Okie dokie. Well, we're done here, let's move on. We're nearly done exploring this whole system. Helen area. Okie dokie, let's just explore, shall we? We just intimidate people with this giant gun on the front of our ship. It's not good, but it scares people. We'll stare down the barrel of that bastard of a weapon. And they're probably thinking, now why aren't they firing it? It takes a long time to warm up, okay? It's like the Death Star. We've got to warm it up before we can fire it. Okay. Now you can shoot the hull and destroy the ship, but they always keep their shield up on their hull, which means it takes a lot longer to get through, even if they have low hull HP. And you only get bonus fuel for it, so it's hardly worth... Oh, pea shooter. Nice. So it's hardly ever worth the effort, really. Plus, they pay you off to let them go, so... And we need the money, man. We need the money bad. We're not here to murder people, we're here to make money. You got two of these boom barrages. Does that do AoE damage? Is that how that works? Because that's pretty sweet. Seems to hit multiple... do multiple hits in one shot. I don't think I've ever fired one before. And at this rate, we'll never get a chance to. I really want to fire it. Oh, we can fire it this turn. Fire! Dude! Maybe it's better than I thought. It seemed to do pretty well. Because it seems to do explosive, like AoE area effect type damage. I don't know. There's a gas station up ahead. Really, we're doing this again? Wanna make a stop and refuel? Looks kind of dodgy though. Yeah, why not? They make a stop at the gas station and pay some starch to refuel the ship before continuing on with their journey. However, after travelling a distance, Faye realises that the fuel that they got is not actually fuel and that they had just gotten scammed. Aww. Always nice to see what happens though. I just like to see how the events play out, to be honest. They're so random. I had a Pokemon event before, and I really want that to come up again. That was so cool. Alright, we need to build this pea shooter. Okay. Let us travel. And we'll go to this one because we got the objective over here. So we'll hit this one first. Then we'll hit the objective one, and then we're done with the system. We got 8 souls left, that's plenty of time. Yeah, we got a C rank pea shooter, that's pretty craptastic. Let me just look at this. It is multi-hit, okay. That's pretty good then. Doesn't say how many hits though. I mean, it could be good. Theoretically. If it hits multiple times. Alright, let's get into it. Let us fight. Oh no! There's a traffic jam. Oh, traffic jam again? Find another way around. Thanks, Spud, we decided to do this. I'll try and skip over the ones that we've done many, many times before. Stop fiddling with that. You're gonna drop it. It'll be fine, Faye. You worry too. Whoops! The figurine that Cassie was idly toying with flies out of her hands and lands in a nearby fountain with a splash. Faye sighs, rolls her eyes, and gives her sister an "I told you so" look. No! As Cassie mourns the loss of her slightly battered, albeit limited edition Pirate Sun figurine, a beautiful fountain spirit rises out of the fountain holding 3 figurines. Are you the one who so abruptly disrupted my slumber? Now which of these did you drop in here so rudely? The gold, the silver, or this slightly battered one? I bet this is a temptation type one. If we take these ones, bad things will happen. If we take the shit one, good things will happen. Battered one? The fountain spirit smiles. You have proven yourself in the face of temptation, young Spud. Well done. The fountain spirit starts to hand the figurine to Cassie, but the figurine slips out of her hands. It lands on the ground with a loud crack and breaks into multiple pieces. No! Whoops, let's see what I can do to make up for that. While Cassie once again mourns the loss of her precious figurine, the fountain spirit presents her with a new weapon blueprint as an apology for breaking it. The pacifist. Oh, again with the pacifist? I don't want that weapon, okay? Stop trying to make me have that weapon. The game really wants me to have that weapon. A large blue box with the words "Police Box" on it phases into view in front of Cassie and Faye. A potato in a tweed suit steps out of the box, and his face splits into a big grin when he spots Cassie and Faye. Cassie, Faye, good to see you again. The potato smiles at them enthusiastically, and Cassie and Faye look at him in confusion. What? Who are you? Don't you remember me? Oh wait, this is before I met you two, so I know the two of you, but you don't know me yet. Because you haven't met me before, but I've already met you, and you're meeting me for the first time, right now. Upon seeing Cassie's utterly confused expression, he waves off the explanation. Don't worry about it, it's complicated. This timey-wimey stuff, ah yes. There's something really important that I need you to do for me. I need you to hold on to this thing and give it back to me when you meet me again, for the first time. When I meet you, for the first time, and you meet me, for the not the first time. Did you get that? The strange potato takes a long item out of his coat pocket and looks at Cassie and Faye with a bright grin, his eyes sparkling. Yeah, of course. Excellent. Anyway, I need to be off. I'll see you two again someday. Maybe it'll be for the first time for me. He smiles and hands the strange item to Cassie before disappearing into his police box, and the box fades away. Cassie examines the strange item, shaking it, fiddling with it. Faye frowns thoughtfully at the spot where the box was. What in the spud just happened? Whoa. The item slips out of Cassie's hand and falls to the floor, smashing into bits and pieces. Cassie looks up sheepishly at Faye. Oops. Ah, references. Let us move on. There's not a lot of combat going on at the moment. I think we need some more combat because we're not making enough money out here. Travel. Do we have enough fuel for this? Dude. I'm not sure we have enough fuel for this. Put it this way, we're going to need towing back to the hub, which costs a little bit of money, but never mind. Burrow, we are here. Explore. Because we're going to be out of fuel after this, pretty much. Never mind. These things happen. Oh no, it's an Eclipse blockade. How are we going to get past that? We could try to find a way around. Though it seems like there's a lot of soldiers here. Or we could pay the guard a bribe to let us through. Maybe he'll accept resources. Find a way around? Cassie and Faye sneak away from the blockade and attempt to find a way around. They try to sneak past in a less guarded area, but get spotted by some soldiers. They manage to get away, but get shot in the process, damaging the ship hull. Minus 100 ship hull? I can live with that. Could be worse. Alright. It's time to fight. Fire! I forgot to mention our special abilities. We have special abilities down here. All we've got at the moment is RAM. It does a certain percentage of our ship's total HP to our opponents, but we also take damage in the process. It's a sort of, if we're desperate and have no other way to win, do it type thing. But usually it's not very effective because all the damage carries over, so you don't usually want to do it unless you're not going to survive any other way, you know what I mean? Fire! Dude, I actually kind of like this boom cannon thing. Pay me. We need more combat, we need to make some money, yo. That boom barrage is awesome. I thought it was crap, but it turns out it's awesome. I love it. In fact, fire the boom barrage. It does about 100 damage, I would say, all up. So it does about the same amount of damage as the other weapon. So that's pretty good. Oh, we need to protect slot 1. So we're going to shift our shield over there. That does high crit though. I still think the pea shoot is better. And probably for the best because I just lost that weapon. My bad. Never mind, never mind. We need to build a new weapon. Fire. Okay, pay me and bugger off. Next. Man, we need to start making some money out here, yo. We're poor people. We are well poor people, yo. And we got another combat. Great. Nah, we'll be fine. Our hull can take a lot of punishment. So I don't even need to shield it. It can handle just fine. Incoming. Well, that should take that one out. We're just going to take out the missile launcher. Our hull's taking some battering right now, but we'll be alright. Nice. Pay me and bugger off. The huge. Apollo level 1. I should just try out all the weapons just to see what actually works. Some of them don't sound like they're good, but then when you actually use them, they're pretty good. I don't know. I really like the pea shooter, that's all. It's so good. Do we have a resource, a plan for a pea shooter yet? No, we do not. Dude, why not? We'll build another boom barrage then for now. Okay, well, we got 5 souls left. There it is, it's larger than I... Holy spud, that's a fat cat. Well, I found it, you're up, catch it. I got this. Think I didn't come prepared? Think again, where'd I put it? Beat it leftover space pork chops. That's some leftovers from the crew cabinet. Figured we need bait. Let's just hope it's into whatever you're feeding it. There you go, little buddy. Whoa, watch the fingers. Nom nom nom. Wait a second, those were my space pork chops. You eat way too much, stop complaining. Gotcha, you little runt. Whoa, what the spud? Get that net off your face. It's electrically charged, I can't. Ha ha ha, Dr. Gloom will be pleased that we caught this vermin at last. He'll be excited to begin preparing the test labs. Who are you? What are you going to do with it? I am Helmut Nesingswery, best hunter in Eclipse. And we're going to find out what makes this kitty tick. Dr. Gloom will cut this thing open, it's the only way we can get a closer look. He believes the kitty is the key to taking warp tech to the next level. Thanks for finding it for us, but we'll be leaving now. Step back, kiddos. Over our dead bodies. Poor choice of words. Light 'em up. Well, balls. Oh, lucky I've got another weapon to replace that one. Jesus. Alright, boss fight. You don't need any fuel for this, at least. We don't have enough fuel for an exploration, although if we make the ship lighter, we might be able to get more miles to the gallon. 9 HP from the hull will be consumed instead of fuel. Oh, that's cool. I'll take that. 9 hull ain't that much. We're gonna bust those cages open and save those creatures. Don't let them drain them. Drain those cages, boys. We're gonna need all the firepower we can get. Time to test out this new tech. Alright, here we go. Fire! Boss time! He's gonna boost the defenses on all of them. Which is just super duper. I love that. It's my favourite. You won't be able to break them all. Fire the cannons! Nice, a crit. He's just gonna keep boosting his defense. Not happy about it. Fire on those ones. Come on. Alright, that's another one down. Putting his defense up again. Probably gonna need to power into this one. Full blast. Damn it. We only took out 2. Energy transfer complete. Time to show you the power of nature distilled into pure energy. Okay. Now we gotta shoot his weapons off. Fire! Miss! Useless. Ow. Douchebag. Fire everything you got at him. It's actually a cool ship that he's got there, though. What does it look like as its hull? I want to see it from the front to back. I've already seen bits and pieces of it. Dude, I feel like we're struggling here. Fire! Nice. That's one weapon down. How are our weapons looking? They're okay. We'll be fine. Keep firing. Keep the hull protected, because our hull is pretty damaged still. Armor crush. Gonna reduce our defense. That's just fantastic. I'm really happy about that, of course. 7 HP left on slot 2. Redirect shields to slot 2. Fire! We're gonna lose weapons in this fight, I know it. Right in the old hull there. Actually, we should probably be firing on his body. I don't want him to start ramming me. And in boss fights, you have to wipe their ship out completely. Which means you have to take the hull out, so... And just like every other ship, if you take out all their weapons, they just start ramming the crap out of you. So it's a bit safer for us just to wipe out the hull now and leave one weapon on it. Hopefully I left the least damaging, least intimidating weapon on it. I hope. No promises, of course. We don't know for sure. I mean, I could check, probably. I just didn't. But that's how I roll. I don't check my things, okay? I just do stuff. I'm not a man with a plan. I'm like the Joker. I'm not a man with a plan. I just do things. God damn. We're hurting out here. I'm not enjoying that. Stop hurting me. Oh, come on. Don't miss. Miss when we really, really need you to not miss. You bastards. You could take this guy out with this shot. Potentially. I assume that was very close. Yeah, he has 5 hull left. 5 health. Finish him. Before we lose one of our weapons. Boom. He's done. Victory! And this is one of my favourite weapons ever, the Hop Scorcher, which we are going to equip immediately. Because the Hop Scorcher is a chain weapon that hits multiple targets all at once. It hits 3 targets, I think, and does 10% less damage with each hit. But because it hits so many targets at once, it's really good for damage. Alright, we are 35 minutes in right now, and I am going to have to leave this episode here, and we will finish up the Space Cat mission in the next episode, and move on to the next sector. But I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's a fun, wacky, quirky little game. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next episode.